to the topic of the discussion and hit the issues you typically find reluctant. Remove the facade to fill the gap with some substance. We undermining problems, expecting to overcome it. Please hold the applause. We doing it for the cause. People follow culture before they follow the laws. We rather face the friction and not attempt it at all. Persistence will find solutions once our contentment dissolves. There's a hard pill to swallow for anyone breathing, both for folks who stay woke and those who be dreaming. We ain't slaves, yet we still ain't experienced freedom. What we need is the keys to access the kingdom. We're all in this fallen world trying to stay intact. I'm just a beggar, point you out to where the bread is at. So follow the breadcrumbs like Hansel and Gretel, and thank Yogi Bear and the thought engineer for that on Man Talk Monday. It's Man Talk Monday. Woo!
Hey, what's going on, good people? Welcome back to Man Talk Mondays. I'm Derek, the thought engineer, here with my man, comedian
Rastafari.
Yogi. I need me some sound. I gotta give me some sound.
Oh, that's we
Gotta
got
give
it.
me some sound effects. Gotta give me some sound effects.
Hey man, I want to thank everybody personally for the birthday shout outs last week. Great time all out this weekend with my man, his wife, Selena, everybody. Thank y'all for coming out. Thank you for the love, man. Appreciate it. It took me a couple of days to recuperate, but we had a really good time, man. I want to thank everybody for all the love and the birthday wishes, man.
Yeah, man. Good to see another year, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Had a great time too, man. Oh man, had a great time.
So I know anybody that's looking right now is wondering what's up with the Jamaican.
I saw Bob Marley movie this weekend. So
Okay.
when I was going through my hats today, I was gonna put on a Maverick hat, and I thought I'm gonna show a little love to Bob Marley, man.
Okay.
Saw the movie, pretty good, man. Tragically died at the age of 36 from cancer.
36.
I thought he
man.
got shot. Which
Yeah,
he
I
did get
thought
shot.
something like that.
That's not what killed him. Yeah, really good movie too.
All right.
Really good movie
All right.
too. Yeah. So that's why that's for the inspiration, man.
Okay.
You know
All
what I'm
right.
saying?
I'm with you. All
Yeah.
right.
And if I can just get the hair to come down,
Shout out to Bob.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Ready though. Let's go, man.
You ready? Okay. All right.
Let's go.
Let me just kick this off right. Let me remind everybody. This is Man Talk Mondays, open forum where we give you the rational realities of relationships. But of course, we're doing it from a man's perspective. Now, keep in mind, this is not just for men. We want everybody to join in to the conversation. How you do this, go into the comment section, leave your comment, leave your question. This is how you talk to us. But by all means, we want to hear from you. We want to know what's on your mind. All right. Ken Folk, where you at? We're going to hear from you. Pull up. Pull up.
Pull a chair. First of all, pull your pants up. Pull a chair.
What they doing down this early, though? It's just a little early.
You say what they do?
That's a little early to be having
Get
them
you
down.
something to smoke on, something to drink on. We doing brown today. We doing brown liquor today. So get you something brown.
Oh, wow.
Sit on down. Get you a little something to mix it with. Let's do this thing, man.
Okay. Let's get into this then. All right. I'm pretty sure many of y'all have heard the whole adage, nice guys finish last.
Extra last.
Extra last?
Nice guys are behind the dude that's last in line.
Oh, wow. That's kind of messed up.
That's the truth.
So have you ever experienced being overlooked, being left behind, and you kind of just, go with the flow and all of that, and it's not quite working out for you? Has that ever been you? We want to know. But we came across a video, and this particular video really spoke to us. I mean, we called each other right after we saw the video and was like, man, oh, wow. So we want you to see it so we can have a little dialogue about this particular video. Right. So let's go and play the video, and we're going to have a little discussion.
I can tell by looking at someone's life whether their parents raised them to be a winner or they raised them to be a good kid. Neither one is bad, they're both positive, but being raised to just be a good kid is a disservice, and I think that's a lot of us. You know the people who are raised to be winners. They're competitive, they might be type A, they're very confident, if not overconfident. They get what they want in life, even if they step on people's feelings sometimes to get it. Not a bad thing to know how to wield single-mindedness to get what you need out of life. When you're taught to just be a good kid, be a good person, your goal is to be well perceived. You're gonna get for the rest of your life and not in the way you want. I know this because I had to unlearn it for myself, which is why my perspective is that so many people also struggle with this. Yes, all you good kids are growing up living great lives, of course. The problem is when there's something you want that goes against the perception of you being good, successful, professional, put together, you never develop the skills that you would need to go and get it. Confidence, conviction, keeping your nervous system cool in confrontation because you just don't have the practice. You lack this almost delusional inner voice in your head that's like, yeah, of course you can get it. Go do it. Nothing is impossible for you. What do you mean? Who cares what they think? Look at them. They're losers. The result of your childhood is that voice is not in your head. If you want to achieve things more comfortably like the winners do, you have to put that voice in your own head.
Well. So you heard what the young lady said in the video. And she said she can look at your life and tell if you were taught to be a good person as opposed to being a winner, right? So we're talking about tonight, is being nice holding you back? Is being nice holding you back?
Wow.
Don't forget real quick, hit that like button, subscribe, do all that stuff real quick, all right? So is being nice holding you back? What did you think about her depiction of being a good person, being taught to be a good person as opposed to being taught to be a winner?
You know what's funny? I was when I saw the video, I immediately began to think about my life and how I conduct myself day to day.
Oh wow.
So we have different things that happen on my job, and that I'm noticing that the nicer I am, the more of a good person I try to be, the more screwed over you get.
Oh.
And I was like, and I was just thinking,
oh, wow.
boy, she is right on it. Because the people that don't care about nobody else, and it sounds funny for me to even say it, that don't care about nobody else, don't care about nothing but winning and succeeding themselves.
Right.
Dude, they don't do that. I stay up at night thinking about stuff like that, and they sleeping like a baby.
Oh wow. Is it a such thing as being just too nice?
Absolutely. And I would consider myself that person. I am the person that somebody will come and they say, oh, you just too humble. Oh, you just, oh no,
too
y'all
humble.
Go ahead.
That's
Y'all go ahead. I'm learning in my later years to not be as much. I am so serious. Selena looking at me like she's surprised. I am so serious. Did somebody tell us that? Didn't they tell us that?
Yeah.
They told us that.
I do remember that. Saying you too humble.
Too much.
And a lot of people have with that false humility, right?
Yeah.
Because if you don't know what power you actually have, but you really aware of it, you can't really be truly humble. Humility is power under control. So how do you control something you don't really know you have? Right? So people will walk around with this false humility and, it don't really work for you. But being too nice, too accommodating, she said, you worry about the way other people look at you, other people perceive you, and that's kind of how you take your cues as to what to do.
That's how you live your life.
That's how you live your life.
The decisions are made according to how people will see you.
Oh, wow. So that's been your experience?
Absolutely. Yes. So much so when you sent it to me, I just sat in the middle of the floor Indian style and sung Kumbaya because you were directly talking to me. I said, oh man, he sent this. This is me.
Now I'm gonna tell you, we send videos to each other all the time. We watch the video, and if it speaks to something that we typically deal with, then we'll send it to each other. And I sent it to him, and I sat there and I said, as soon as he watched this, he gonna call me. And as soon as he watched it, he called me.
It's me, man, because it's me.
What was it about the video that struck you?
Because it means, because winning is not as important to me as much as how I'm perceived.
Oh wow!
When the true factor is everybody wants to win, you just want to win worse than me. Because ultimately, I love sports. I bring everything back to sports. Basketball, I believe basketball, everybody has the same athletic ability. I just think the person that wants it more is normally the person that wins. Yeah. And so normally when my team is beat, I'm like, oh, that's okay. We'll get you next time.
Yeah. Typically people say you find that person that got that dog in them.
And that's the dude that don't care.
Yeah.
About how you feeling.
Do we know how to handle people that are confident?
All right. We said Deion Sanders.
His
confidence makes us insecure.
Oh wow.
His confidence he's so confident it makes you check yourself and say something wrong with him. He too confident. I bet I can ask this. How many people root for him to fail because of how confident he is?
Oh wow.
And that's the thing. You are so confident it makes people hate you because it makes them uncomfortable in where they are.
Y'all let us know how do you feel around people who are really confident? Or do we label them as cocky and dismiss them?
Well, yes, we do. Yeah. Oh, very much so, man. And we hate them too. And we want to see them fail because they know because they winning.
Yeah. Yeah. But we, like you said, we like winners. But why don't most of us try to be winners?
So hold on. This is the thing about winners.
Okay.
We like winners because of what we imagine them to be. For example, it's easy for me, to root for the Dallas Mavericks or Dallas Cowboys because I can't touch them. When a person is tangible and can touch you, now his confidence is on display in front of me.
Yeah.
Now, and his confidence is making me and my intimidation, whatever it is I'm feeling, now it's making me feel like, oh man, get out of here. Because confidence controls the room.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And if you sitting in that room with that, now you feeling some kind of way. Now you going over yourself and your life and what you've accomplished or haven't accomplished. And now you questioning yourself.
I call it vicarious victories. We try to live through somebody else's victories. And that's why people gravitate to sports and sports figures a lot, because we associate ourselves with winners to the point to where we claim their wins as our own. When you hear people talk about their favorite team, they don't say those guys won.
They say we
won.
Because you're a loser in life.
You ain't dribbled not one ball, caught not one pass, man. Ran not one touchdown.
You a loser in life. You dropped the bird going to the refrigerator. You a loser in life, man.
But what kind of existence is that to have to limit yourself so much that you have to constantly watch sports figures, or even it could be entertainers or something like that, but you got to live your life through them.
So mentally you have accepted.
Oh,
this is my life. This is how my life is going to be. And I have put myself in a position in my life. I have accepted defeat in my life. So now I get to root for the guys on TV. Remember, the most difficult thing for us, I believe, is being in close contact or proximity to somebody who's overly confident about their successes.
Oh, wow.
That is a tough. Oh, my God. We can't stand it. We rather see it on TV because it's make-believe. It's a fantasy.
Yeah.
But when it comes in direct contact with you, nobody likes being around that person.
Yeah.
But get this. They keep a girl, though.
Anybody out there, if you've ever been around somebody who is very confident, they got this exude confidence, they're a winner. How was that experience when you were around them? Could you really deal with them, or was it kind of off-putting? Y'all let us know.
I think it's very off-putting, man. And it's funny because most people's insecurity tends to be put on display around other people's confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. See what's talking about.
Afia says, if you're nice and confident, do you think that holds a person back? Can you be nice and confident?
Can't. Not in the same sentence. And you use it in the same sentence. I might tell you to stop. No, it's either one or the other. Let's do, and for lack of a better word, let's use Deion Sanders, because he's the most confident guy I know that I can think of right off. And let me know how nice he is. I just remember when he was pushing Tracy off the stage, how nice he was when he had his hand in her back and he was pushing her off the stage.
Right, he did.
Did he not push her off the stage?
He did.
Asked us, excuse me, sweetheart, can you move off the stage? He got his hand behind her and pushed her off the stage.
Now, I do remember a story, though. Michael Irvin told this story. He said he was making that transition from being a player and he was going to be behind the desk and all that type of stuff. And Deion came by his house and he taped paper on the wall and told him, these are your different camera angles. Let's practice. Let's go through and work through so you get used to adjusting yourself to the different cameras. And he said this with tears in his eyes. Like, that's the kind of dude this guy is. He came over and did all of this for me.
But that's not to say, though, that you're not a good person.
Okay.
It's just simply to say you're not led by being a good person. See, that's the caveat, though. Being good can't lead you. Winning has to.
Oh, wow. Okay. So because Felton said, questioning that. All right. What's the question? Where you coming from with the question? Let us know. Okay. So maybe we need to distinguish between a good person and a nice person, because the adage is nice guys finish last.
They're at the back.
Nice guys finish last, but it didn't necessarily say good guys finish last.
Yeah, nice guys.
Can you be good and not necessarily be nice?
Okay, so this is the nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
Right off the top of my head, I'm at the restaurant, and me and Cheryl we frequent restaurants a lot. So, so we're going out, and she's holding the door, and so I tell her to go. I grab the door, and people keep coming. More people keep coming. Now I'm at the door. Minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. That's too much. That's too. Yeah. After, because what I was supposed to do, what winning does for me is you open the door for a couple of people, and then you get in there and you get out where you can, right? So you can get with your wife. Now Cheryl's looking for me,
right? But you still holding the door.
I'm still holding the door. Because people kept coming.
Yeah.
People going, as long as you continue to hold that door, people are gonna keep coming.
Okay, so what keeps you holding the door?
I mean, it's the nice thing to do.
It's the nice thing to do. But like you said, your wife, it got so bad. Your wife was waiting. She's looking for you.
You got the key. Throw me the keys, because you're gonna be another 10 minutes holding the door. Throw me the keys so I can get in the car.
Okay, all right.
That's too much.
Is it worth sacrificing the goal for the sake of other people's feelings?
Yes.
Okay. Explain.
Well, because I believe when first of all, you're not going to make everybody happy. And I dare to say you're not going to make anybody happy. So you have to do what you can do to make you happy. Everybody else will be fine. Everybody else will adjust. Okay.
So, because I said, is it worth sacrificing the goal for the sake of other people? So you say it's not worth sacrificing the goal, is what you're saying?
No, it's not.
Okay. Let me get Felton. Okay, Felton says being confident is a bad thing. No,
it's not.
No,
it's not. Nope,
no, you want to be confident. You want to be confident. It's when your confidence intimidates other people. It's not you, it's them. But if you notice that people are not perceiving or taking you right, because people will call a confident person cocky because their own insecurities.
Yes, and people are very, very insecure.
Oh, yeah.
The average person is very insecure. For example, we went to one of the few times we've had a chance to go to a school and talk. And so I'm sitting in a room, and I have a story that I'm sitting next to a police officer, and he's telling this story, and I got a punchline for his story that would have killed the room. Everybody would have been slayed out. They'd had to carry everybody out. And I sat on it. And it was so noticeable that people were asking me afterwards, hey, yeah, what was wrong? What's going on? And I'm like, well, no, I didn't want to be I didn't want to be the guy that takes over the room. I just wanted to kind of fit in. They looking at me like, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, no, and as a matter of fact, that's the first time I've heard the word imposter syndrome.
Oh.
Like, wait a minute. Why is that who you are? That's exactly who I am. Well, then why won't you be who you are? That's who you are. You take over rooms. Well, not exactly. No, you take over rooms.
Yeah. Yeah. When you want to get things done, you don't put it in the hands of passive people. You put it in the hands of the person that's going to deliver. And the Bible, Proverbs even talks about that. All right. Stephanie Lyons says it's nice self-serving. That's a good question. Is nice self-serving? She says, what do you get by holding the door open for everyone?
I don't get nothing but first day when I get to the car.
Now I'm gonna tell you what he get. He get, oh, thank you. Oh, you're so nice. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. You're so nice. Oh, thank you.
Oh, it's like, yes, you absolutely.
Why you steady holding?
You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
But
yes,
them people don't know you.
Yeah,
if you let go the door and walk in,
yes, you're right.
What's that matter?
It doesn't matter anything. And they'll adjust. Somebody else will hold the door.
Right. Phil says, John, you're right about that. Most people wear their insecurity on their face.
Absolutely. And again, that's what makes it so difficult when you get around. And again, and I want y'all to get this. That's what makes it so difficult when secure people are in your face, because it forces you to deal with your insecurity. I'm telling you, it's different when you see them on TV, but when they're in your face and they're in the same room, now your insecurity has to deal with them. And there you like, it's almost like you can't fit in the same room with them, because it's like dogs. Men have this thing where everybody's a big dog in their own yard. Well, when that big dog is running around your yard, what are you gonna do about it?
Yeah, Felton said right. All right, we're on the same page. Shantae says insecurity are personal issues, theirs, not mine. I must be me. Right? Stephanie says, I've graduated from nice to good. When I'm nice, it's met with disrespect. People think you're a doormat.
You know what? If you're gonna preach, you're gonna take your time, because you are out. That's exactly what it's met with. That's exactly that. Listen, who disrespected more than a nice guy?
Yeah.
Listen, if you grinning, you finna get disrespected. So, and when they see your teeth, you finna get disrespected. What you smiling for?
And let me say this. For all my Christians out there, Jesus was not a nice guy. He was not a nice guy.
Well,
listen. For example, Peter came to him. He was letting them know what he's about to do. Hey, these people about to take me, I'm gonna be arrested and all this type of stuff. And Peter was appealed to him. It's like, no, we can't lose you, man. What you talking about? No, you can't go nowhere. And he said, get thee behind me, Satan. He understood that Peter, because it was an appeal that Peter was making he was trying to pull on his heartstrings. The rebuke was a heartfelt rebuke, but he recognized and he said, no, it's about the goal. It's about what I came here to do. It's not about your feelings. So Jesus was not a nice guy. He was definitely a good one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Felton says balance. And see, that's the thing. How do you find that balance?
Okay. So with that being said, what's the balance when you're feeding a lion and a bear? What's the balance? Who's gonna win when they fighting?
Oh wow, the one you feed the most.
So what? Tell me what the balance is. Because one of them's gonna somebody got to win.
So who you need to show up in that moment?
And that's the answer.
Do you need the bear or you need the lion?
Yes. Yeah. You need the bear.
You need the bear.
Listen, I don't think you can go wrong trying to win it. I don't think you can go wrong winning. I think you can go wrong in how you win, but I don't think you can go wrong winning. I think if you're arrogance is one thing. Arrogance is one thing.
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing.
Arrogance is a whole nother thing, but most of the time it's not arrogance that we fear the most. See, we're not winners because we aren't confident in our own abilities. That's what makes us losers for say. It's like we are just as talented as the people that we are admiring. But the only thing that separates from us is work ethic, and attitude.
Attitude. Stephanie says the balance is situational. Absolutely. She says keep all tools on deck. And skill is knowing which tools to use when.
Yes.
Knowing how to apply what in the right situation. Belton says, what's the difference between arrogance and confidence? Confidence is it's internal. It's in you. Arrogance is when you take it and you put it off on other people, and it becomes this thing to where you measure other people by it.
Oh, that's good, man.
Your confidence, it's not based on other people and where they are. Your confidence is based on you knowing you and you being competent and knowing that you can get it done. It's not based on, now once you start talking about, he ain't nothing, he can't get it done, you need me. That's arrogance.
That's arrogance.
But confidence is, hey man, all I'm telling you, give me a shot. I got you. That's confidence.
I was at a job. And I was being let go at the job, and so this lady that I didn't know, she calls me and she said, "Oh my God, John! Oh my God! I said, "Whoa! Don't worry about me. I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna be fine. I always land on my feet. I'm gonna be fine." And it was probably 6 months later, and she called back, and I was back at the job and got a promotion. And she said, "You said that. So was I being arrogant or was I being confident?"
Being confident.
Because I knew my ability, and I knew I was great at what I did.
Yeah. Dr. Selena said delivery. Delivery is important.
Yes.
It is important. So let me ask you this. Y'all can let me know, would you consider yourself a nice guy or a good guy?
Wow. I'm too nice. I know I'm a nice guy. No,
you're a nice guy.
I hate it. This is how you know you nice when you think about it and it make you mad. I shouldn't have done that. Oh man, I should have said something. I should have said something when they did that. Man. That's how you know, because sometimes you have allowed, and again, you have allowed your niceness to allow you to be disrespected, because you're going to be disrespected. Because somebody is going to disrespect you because you are grinning and chinning and you're too nice.
Y'all let me know real quick in the comments. Would you consider yourself a nice person or a good person? Right? I'm definitely a nice guy. And I'm telling you, I was taught to be a nice guy. When she said on there, because kind of have a play on words here, but she said a person that when you were taught to be a good person, then you were taught to really care about how other people see you, other people perceive you.
You were taught to care.
See,
that's where it is right there.
That's where it is.
You taught to care.
But when the caring pulls you off your goal or pulls you off your game, that's the problem.
Yes, that's the problem.
That's the problem. And even to the degree that I was talking to my therapist and she had me do this assessment, and basically it just read me and said, you hold back and you hold in because going as a child, my mother, she was sick, she was struggling. And so I didn't want to add to her burden, by being wild and doing a whole lot of stuff. So I became very reserved to the point to I don't say anything. And it affects my relationship now because I bottle everything in, I hold everything in because I'm not trying to put anything on anybody else. And that's not healthy and it's not good, right? It may seem like you're doing something nice, but it's working against you. Felton says good is doing what's right, and sometimes what comes off as mean.
Well, the problem is, Felton, nobody wants to be the bad guy. Everybody wants to be liked and accepted by everybody. And I want to be the first person to say, damn that. Because you'll never be able to do enough to make everybody like you. Somebody gonna always have something to say. And if you don't believe me, a lot of times when you get posts and see posts on TikToks, you need to go in the comments. When you go in the comments and you see people aren't doing anything to bother anybody, and people are ripping them in the comments. They are ripping them because that's what people do. They rip you in the comments. And because that's what you can't make them happy anyway. So why go all out trying to make you happy?
Yeah. I remember the movie was The Best Man. The very first episode, the Best Man won. The dude Merch. Yeah. That quote he said when he was talking to old girl at the bottom of the hotel. He said, if you don't, I forgot who the quote is by. If you don't define yourself for yourself, you'll be crunched up into other people's opinions of you and eaten alive.
Yes, it sure did. Yeah.
Never forgot that. And a lot of times people can't handle you knowing who you are and defining who you are for yourself, because everybody wants you to be what they need you to be for their convenience.
Yes. Yeah, when they done with you, they thump you like a bullet.
Oh man, yeah. He said thump you like I just got what you said. That hard flick.
You hit the cone over there.
Stephanie says, nice people may end up with regret at the end of life with things they didn't do or achieve. Good people who find a balance with confidence will take chances to win, but be able to sleep at night. It's key to not covet and cut people to get what you want. Then you have to watch your back all the time. Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to be, you don't have to be a villain.
Yes.
You don't have to be a villain
to be the bad guy, because you're going to be the bad guy, but the bad guy is not necessarily the villain.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's good. I think that's really important.
Yeah.
Because I think we intertwine those.
Yeah.
And we're not saying you have to be the villain. We're just saying sometimes you have to do some things that make you happy rather than considering everybody else.
And here's the thing you gotta settle. Every hero is somebody's bad guy. You got to settle that. Monique says, I agree. You can never do enough for folks. Make you happy and do what's right. Right? So you said, don't get caught into people pleasing.
Yes, exactly.
People pleasing. Felton said motive. Yeah, what's the motive? Right? Stephanie says, explain. Villain versus bad guy. Oh, the villain, the bad guy, they the same. We just using those terms, to being the villain, to being the bad guy. When it comes at the expense of somebody else.
Yes.
Being a good person is not sacrificing what you're trying to do for the sake of somebody else's feelings who don't really have a vested interest in what you're trying to accomplish.
The bad guy is the guy that'll tell you no when it's not going to be convenient for them. The villain is the guy that'll tell you no and then cuss you out for asking, and I can't believe you asked, and make you feel bad about it. So because you are the bad guy is the guy that don't go along with status quo. He does what he wants to do, and he feels good about it. The villain is the guy that makes you feel bad about it in the process, because it's not about, we should never be on, I got to make you feel bad about how I'm doing. Or what I'm doing. Right.
I don't. My win doesn't have to come at the expense of making you, belittling you.
There you go. That's it. That's it right there. That's it.
So we got, and it's crazy because we're playing with this because it's hard for us to understand that line.
Listen, and the only reason, let me say this, because I think y'all think that we got it all together. Because we don't. We are good guys. We have been good guys. And because we've been good guys, it has caused us to take some L's in some areas we want to start winning in. So we're saying this to you guys because we want you guys to do the same like we're doing.
Okay, just so we don't confuse. Sometimes we saying good, we mean nice. Because I know we kind of playing, the words kind of getting mixed up a little bit.
We mean nice guys.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And I've definitely been a nice guy. I can look back on times in my life, and I think Monique was talking about regret. I can look back on times in my life and I wish I had. Have you ever had a moment where I wish I had taken that trip. I wish I had taken that job. I wish I had, stayed with that person.
I spoke up.
I wish I had spoke up in that meeting. Yeah. Have y'all ever had those experiences? Yeah. And how did it work out for you? Belton says, so it's a person's perception. It's a person's perception. You got to determine whose perception really matters, though. Like you were saying, you can post some online and people get in the comments and rip you apart.
You be like,
but
whoa,
what them people know about you for real?
That's true.
Do their opinions really matter? Monique said exactly there. That's not a win at all. It comes at the expense of someone else. Right. We've seen people step on everybody else to get what they want, and it don't work out.
Because everybody that goes viral online, boy, if y'all read the comments,
oh yeah,
it just makes you wonder: is it worth it? Because you have to have thick skin for success.
Oh,
and see, it's easy to hide behind being a good or nice person when success is staring at you, because you don't have to put up with rejection. You don't have to put up with the insecurity that you have. You get to hide behind those things. When you're confident in a winner, you looking for another opportunity to succeed.
Yeah. Well, let me ask any ladies out there watching right now, any women out there watching, would you rather date or marry a nice guy, or would you rather marry a winner? Let me know. Which one would you want to marry?
Ooh, that's a great question.
You want a nice guy or you want a winner?
Great question. Great question.
Fia says definitely. I said I wish I had said something to someone that I didn't, and to this day I regretted it. Right.
Wow.
You trying to minimize regret. Stephanie says, yes, I've started speaking up, and even if it doesn't work out the way I want, I was heard. And no longer just lay down. Absolutely. Absolutely. You want to minimize regret as much as possible. Okay. If Fia says winner circle here, you want a winner.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know anybody who would prefer a nice person over a winner. Now they'll prefer a nice person over a bad guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what good is it having a nice guy if there's no achievement?
Oh, you say that. Yeah. You're right. Absolutely.
Because that's what we're really talking about. Are you sacrificing achievement for the sake of worrying about what other people are going to say? Because once it gets into the point to where other people's opinions, you start hearing and it starts playing, are you going to stop to pacify what they're saying, or are you going to push to go to meet the goal that was set? Because typically, especially for a good person, the goal is going to benefit not just you; it's going to benefit other people.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. It's good, man. That's good. And hey guys, this is a good time. Please like, share, and subscribe to podcast. And also remember, we are professionals at this. Don't try this at home. We don't want you to hurt nobody, okay? Like, share, and subscribe. And for our listeners on TikTok, like and follow us, because when we get our listeners up to a certain amount, we can go live from there as well. So remember, like, share, and subscribe. Hit that like button and that subscribe button. And now back to it's being nice holding you back.
Okay, so you've identified yourself as a nice person, right?
Yeah.
But you want to be a winner. You want to be a winner. Stephanie says, I'd rather marry a good guy who can know when to be both.
So Stephanie, you cheating.
Right? You can't have it both ways. Listen.
Is that not just like a woman? It said that is not what we asked you. How you gonna wait? Bop. How you gonna change the rule? That's what y'all do. And we keep telling y'all, stop it. You can't have it both ways.
But I think it's speaking to how uncomfortable we are with winning, with being winners. Because she had to throw that caveat in there, like, ooh, but I like a nice. No, you don't. That nice guy he's gonna get bored.
Oh, real quick.
You
should be back on her next time talking about I left him alone.
Because immediately once you say winner, you're gonna say not gonna let me have my way all the time.
That boy.
I'm gonna get some pushback on some things I want to do.
Yeah.
But if it's for the sake of protecting the goal,
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. Right. Phil says, I have nice guys in my DMs that I still didn't answer yet. Shaking my head. Monique said, John, please don't start.
I'm trying to.
Well, what does it take to win? What does it take to win? All right. So here we go. We're going to give you our 4 steps to go from wimp to winner. 4 steps from wimp to winner.
Wimp, he said. He said wimp to winner.
4 steps from wimp to winner. Number one is set clear boundaries. Set clear boundaries. Winners understand the importance of maintaining boundaries. Doesn't mean that you're rude or anything like that. It's just you know when to say no.
And you know the fun thing about that, when you don't have boundaries set, you immediately know when you should have set boundaries.
Oh boy.
You immediately know, because it's funny. We had the conversation about boundaries on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And afterwards, I start paying attention to places I have boundaries, and more importantly, places that I don't.
Oh, wow.
And immediately you can tell, oh, I need to have some boundaries. I need to have boundaries set here because it's important because you got to have them.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, somebody else will set something for you.
Oh, and they all the time. Because we know if you, especially if you've been in corporate America ever, you have SMART goals, right?
Yeah.
SMART goals.
Mm-hmm.
Well, SMART is an acronym, right? But the T in SMART stands for time bound, right? Timely or time bound, meaning I have a set time to reach this goal. What's the problem with time? The more you keep saying yes and not saying no, you don't protect your time. The time is the most valuable thing you got. They say time is money. That's not accurate. Time is way more valuable than money. If somebody gave you $1 million, but you gonna die tomorrow, which would you have? More days or that $1 million? You can't even enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly.
Time is way more valuable than money. So when you set clear boundaries, you protect your time. You can also protect your feelings, your mental state. You can protect all of that just by setting boundaries and maintaining those boundaries. Right? So that's number one. He said, did y'all answer? This answers already? No. Okay. So number one, set clear boundaries. Number two is cultivate self-confidence. Anything you cultivate, you got to grow it.
What are some ways to do that, dude?
Well, here's the thing about self-confidence. One of the ways you grow your self-confidence is honor your word to yourself. Do the things, even the small things. Start small, but when you tell yourself you're going to do something, do what you said you're going to do. Because here's the thing. Self-confidence, when you look at the word confidence, the root word of confidence is confide. Confide means trust. So when you don't honor your word to yourself, you rob yourself the ability to even trust yourself. So when you show up, you're not showing up in power because you've robbed yourself of the ability to even trust that you can get it done or you can see it through.
So when you say something, yourself is looking like this. You know you ain't gonna do nothing. And that's why he says start small.
Start small. Because here's the thing. You are the only person that's ever heard every lie you've ever told. You the only person that's heard every lie you ever told. You the only person that heard every last one of them. And I remember hearing, I think it was Dr. Jordan Peterson. He was talked about how when you lie, it messes up your pathology, and it sends you down a path to where all your confidence, everything is just shaking. It's just gone. But you start in the small steps, just honoring your word to yourself. If you say, I'm gonna skip this meal, make sure you skip the meal, right? If you say, I'm gonna stay away from this, if it's just for today, I'm gonna stay away from sweets. If just for today, then you got to stay away from sweets, at least for that day.
Because what that does, it'll make you guard your mouth and your tongue against everything that's coming out. If you know that you got to tell the truth, because most of us just use the high side. Just tell a lie to tell it. And I be like, I ain't asked you for that lie. Well, I ain't even asked you for it. You just volunteer. I heard giving out lies.
I mean, ask my wife, what Mama Sally say? What Mama Sally say?
A lie don't care who.
A lie don't care who tell it. My wife said, Mama Sally said, a lie don't care who tell it. Belton says, did y'all know I was going to ask these questions? Y'all already had the answers. Hey, man, we're
trying to help. We try because we trying to get there. We trying to get there as well.
Because we understand.
Listen, I have told a lie or two. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna stop right there. I have told a lie or two. So, but again, I think it's important because you don't think you paying attention to every lie that you told, but you keeping count.
Listen, and that's the thing. How your mind, your soul is set up, you can't unsee or unhear anything.
Oh,
it's taking in everything.
Oh, wait, I got something. Have you ever seen some? Okay, because it was this thing we said when I used to work in this warehouse, and they used to be looking at stuff all the time. And have you ever seen something you thought, oh man, I should have seen that?
Because you can't unsee it. You can't unsee it.
That. I was wrecked for the rest of the day because you can't unsee it.
You can't unsee it. Stephanie says that's good. Honor your word to yourself. Listen, Monique says, wow, that's good. Follow through. The Bible talks about guard your heart. Your heart is your subconscious mind. Guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it flows the issues of life. That word issues means limits. You limit yourself by the things you begin to allow. And so you got to constantly be on guard. And part of you being on guard is watching what you say, even to yourself, self-talk and all of that stuff. You gotta constantly be watching your self-talk.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, man, I always try to speak positive. I always say I can do. I always speak, yeah, you can do it. You can do it. Whatever it is, I always talk positive to myself. And eventually, because that's got to get into my psyche to where now it's just not me saying it, but I actually believe that I can do and accomplish anything.
Yeah. Stephanie says your body pays attention to each lie you tell.
I didn't know that part.
Think about how you have to adjust yourself when you lie.
Oh, wait, because when you call in sick, now all of a sudden,
but think about that feeling. Yeah, that feeling. Your body knows you lying, but just that feeling begins to mess with you, and it starts sitting with you. And so now you walk around and you, man, do they know I was lying? And you in your head now.
That's true. Wow.
You in your head. Now you hiding from people, you and all this type of stuff. Yeah. So it works against you. It works against you. Number third thing you have to do, develop a growth mindset. Develop a growth mindset. I was, some of you may know this book called Mindset by Dr. Carol Dweck. Dr. Carol Dweck. In this book, she was basically just trying to drive home the point that nobody is finite. You're not limited to what people told you about yourself, your environment. Everybody has the capacity to grow and to get better. It's all about you believing it to the point to where you begin to apply yourself more. And she gave a scenario where I think some children were told, or they were placed in a class where there were students that were at a higher level, right? But they told them that everybody was on this higher level. And eventually the kids
start believing and start actually doing it. Really?
They began to do better because they believed that they were on that higher level because that's what was told to them. They began to apply themselves more, right? Monique says it's impossible to move forward with a fixed mindset. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's impossible to move forward with a fixed mindset. you got to have a growth mindset. You got to believe that there's more to me than what I've allowed myself to experience up to this point, which means I got to be trying stuff. I got to be reading. I got to be looking to have certain experiences and everything like that.
I remember the first time we were taking some kids down to the University of Houston, and we ran across the anti-gravity room. And they said, this is the room
NASA?
This is the room that NASA comes and trains at. And I just remember, I think I was 36, 37. I can't remember. I know I was old. But I just remember being blown away by thinking about anti-gravity and NASA. And because at the time, it pulled my mind in a direction that had never been pulled in before. And I thought, man, so if you can get to it, man, and that's the thing. A lot of us don't have access to a lot of things.
Oh,
so
brother,
that's why
huge.
it's so important that we read and do things that open up our minds to different things, man.
I tell people often the greatest thing that ever happened to me is when I was 16 years old. I got the opportunity to go to New York City. I'm from a small town, Louisiana. Once I got there, I'm like, wow, I'm in the place that I'll see on TV. I would see shows about New York and everything. I can see celebrities walking down the sidewalk, and I'm just blown away. I'm like, man, they say your mind is not elastic. It doesn't go back. Once it's been stretched, it can't go back. And a lot of times what's limiting us are the experiences that we're not allowing ourselves to have because we're rehearsing stuff that other people told us. Right? They told you couldn't do it because they believe that about themselves. And a lot of times they don't want you to do it because it confirms that they didn't try. And they had opportunity, but they didn't try. But you got to develop a growth mindset and feed it. Feed yourself, feed your mind, feed your brain that good stuff that's going to make you grow, that's going to help you develop. You got to be doing that. Right? Talking about 4 ways to go from wimp to winner. And we want to be winners. Everybody want to be a winner, right?
Nobody want to be the chicken dinner.
Nobody want to be the chicken dinner.
Nobody want to be the chicken dinner.
All right. So moving on to number 4. Number 4, this is the 4th thing you need to do, is balance empathy with self-interest. Balance empathy with self-interest. And this is where we get into that whole being arrogant, being a butthole, and all that type of stuff to people. Right? You empathize with people, but you don't let it override what needs to happen.
True. That's really important too.
Oh man.
Because oftentimes we empathize with people and we put off what needs to happen because we're trying to make them feel better because they're giving us they're playing their value.
Oh, brother. Oh man. And listen, I forgot the steps to entitlement, but they said if you accommodate somebody one time, then they're kind of grateful for it. You do it again, but you keep doing it. They start.
I think it's that 4th time.
That 4th time they start feeling entitled.
Yeah.
And now the thing that you were trying to do, you can just throw it out the window because now this is the new program. Now, this is the new program you running. And here's the thing: would it be better? Would it be better if you have somebody who is struggling? Say you got somebody in your family member that's struggling. And they keep bringing you the same thing every time. It's the same thing every time they come around. Would it be good to continue to pacify them in that? Or would you stop at some point and say, you know what? We gotta stop and look at this because if you keep going, there's a bigger problem that we got to address.
Yeah.
And if they don't want to go there, you pull up all together, be like, I can't even help you no more. And see, some people would think, oh, you being mean. That's for your family. You're supposed to help your family and all this stuff.
Because this is the thing. Once you become the winner that you're trying to be, it's going to elevate you. It's going to elevate your life, not just your finances. It's going to elevate everything about you. And the people that aren't winners or that that tend to be struggling are going to try to get a hold and try to play on your sympathy so they can get something for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the first thing. You got to understand, nobody gets anything for nothing. Everything has to be earned.
Yeah, you can sacrifice your ability to be a bigger help to people later on down the road.
Exactly.
Because you have reached a certain level where you have more capacity to do more and to help people more because you didn't sacrifice it. We sacrifice the long term on the altar of the short term.
Because as soon as you come up and start winning, it's like a telegraph go out. He's winning, and they're gonna be at your door. They're gonna be on your phone. They're gonna be all over you. So you have to learn how to tell people no anyway.
Yeah.
Regardless of the sob stories. If MC Hammer had been able to tell people no, he still would have had about $35, $45 in the bank account right now. But because he told everybody yes,
I'm gonna bring everybody up.
You know what I'm saying? Now he didn't say. I seen him in Sac say the other day. He was dancing. He was dancing from paper to plastic. When I seen him the other day, you know what I'm saying? Man, seriously, man, you have to and telling no. Sometimes you got to be the bad guy by telling people no.
Yeah, you can't give enough to get somebody out of their mindset.
Ooh, boy,
you can't. Ain't enough you can do.
Did y'all hear that?
Ain't enough you can do.
This is the kind of stuff I get to get from him all the time. You in a regular conversation, like, what are we doing?
You can't give enough to get somebody out of a mindset. Yeah, you will end up broke.
Both of y'all. Now y'all look for the next person.
Yeah, and now
we borrow some money.
Right, you ain't no good to neither one of them. So wow. You got to be careful. So those are the four steps. 4 steps from wimp to winner. We got set clear boundaries, cultivate self-confidence, develop a growth mindset, and learn how to balance empathy with self-interest. How to balance empathy with self-interest.
Wow, man. Wow. That's good stuff, man.
Oh, yeah, man.
That's good stuff. Final thoughts. My final thought for this evening is winners attract winners. If you keep getting chicken dinners, stay out of the chicken coop. Stay out of that coop. Start winning. You know what? And you can always tell by the way people perceive you, by the people that you attract. People always say, oh, I keep getting these busters. I keep getting these chicks. These dudes ain't worth nothing. Well, then start winning. Once you start winning, all that'll change. The perception will be the first thing that'll change because you carry yourself different. And remember, don't nobody want no chicken dinners. So let's start winning. Let's all do it together. That's my final thought.
One thing you have to do is you find you a winner. Find your winner, not so that you can piggyback off their wins, but you can learn from them. Losers get with winners for what they can get out of them. Winners attract other winners, and those people are looking to learn from them. And let me say this, because this is the attitude that we take with Jesus a lot of times. We love him because he won, right? He won up on that cross. He won. But the greatest thing is when we understand that he was trying to birth winners himself. Not for us to just talk about what he did for us, but for him to inspire us to see what can we do for somebody else. What sacrifices are you making for the betterment of somebody else? But if it's all about what people do for you, that's not a winner's mentality. And he was a winner. He is a winner. And if you want to be a winner, you got to adopt the same mentality. And the quickest way to win is to serve. Look to serve somebody. I'm not saying wait on them hand and foot. I mean, serve them with your gifts, serve them with your life. Become more so that you can benefit. You can benefit humanity more. Right? And that's our final thought. Said great points. Peter said great points. Stephanie says, yup, you attract what you are.
That part right there.
Monique says, really good show. Happy belated birthday, John.
Thank you. you. Appreciate it.
Listen,
Wow,
we
man.
appreciate everybody stop by. Thank you for coming by, Ken folk. Thank y'all for pulling up. Go ahead and put your chairs up. Pick up behind. You don't leave no trash behind. We're going to see you next week. Rest here.
Y'all be good. Y'all be blessed, man. Y'all have a good one.
All right. See y'all.